Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another video. 25th of October today. It's about 3:15, something like that in the afternoon. And I've come out just over the road from home. Regular viewers will recognise this stretch to do a little bit of waggler fishing today. Well, a bit of a two-pronged approach, really. What I'm going to do is, as I say, I'm going to do a bit of waggler fishing with my Cadence CR10 14-foot match number 2. Garcia 506 Mark II close-face reel here. And I've got a Drake Bodied Waggler all the way up there, if you can see it. Now we've got a bit of water on today. It's about 18 inches on here. Now that doesn't sound like much, but for this place it usually means it's the colour of a cup of coffee, and it's terrible unless you want to barbel fish. But I'm guessing because it's early autumn, it's not coloured up. There's about 18 inches of visibility. It's a lovely sort of greyish brown colour, something like that. You have to excuse me, my chest is still not great, I'm afraid. Still a bit breathy after family and I had COVID. But I can breathe through my nose again now, which is good. Anyway, yes, back to the river. Conditions not great as well. The sun keeps coming in and out. But yeah, we've got 11, 12, probably 13 foot of water on here at the moment. As I say, it's a lovely colour, which is what's prompted me to come out. Now, yes, two-pronged approach. We've got, obviously, the waggler, which we're going to have a go at. Now, because it's moving through here a little bit, I've never really fished it at this level for the reasons I've just stated, because when it's normally this level, it's normally terrible. It's normally really coloured and terrible. So what I've done, just in case, is bought a feeder rod with me as well, a ledger rod, so we can do some ledgering if we want, if the waggler's not working. It's perhaps a bit too coloured for the waggler, but we'll find out. If we use that, I'll touch on it. But what I'm also going to do, which I often do down here, is do a bit of predator fishing at the same time. I've bought predator rod here. It's just an RVS, Advanta RVS specimen 12-foot rod, 2-pound test curve, just to do a little bit of, as you can probably see, there's a float on there, Esox piker, just a little 5-gram one. We'll do a little bit of fishing for predators in the edge here as well. You often get a bit of pike trouble here. There's some zander in here and some lovely perch as well. So we'll get that going in the edge. It's just got a Nomura Hero reel on there. And yeah, we'll perhaps catch a bit of bait. I brought some smelt with me as well, but we'll perhaps catch a bit of bait and just fish in the edge here and see what we can pick up. We've picked up some nice perch, zander and pike in the past in this stretch, so that'd be good. And I am going to do a dedicated predator session very soon as well, hopefully this week. Anyway, that's enough waffle, isn't it? Let's run you through the baits and we'll do a bit of fishing. So as far as baits go, kept it fairly simple. I've got some Sensitive 3000 gross gardons there, mixed with a bit of white crumb as ground bait, a big lump of frozen ground bait, because this has come out of the freezer. Don't tend to throw anything away. I'm a big believer in recycling. We always reuse any leftover ground bait. So that's leftover from last session, which would have been last year. Other baits I've got some dendrobenas, some large dendrobenas, got about 1.5 pints of maggots, and I've got a few slices of Mr. Warburton's finest. In case we encounter some roach, want to do a bit of fishing for some perhaps bigger roach. And as I say, I've got a few smelt in there. We'll get this rod out first, I think. We'll be sort of float ledgering with this predator rod. I'm just going to get it not too far out here. There's a bit of a lily bed in here, so I'll get it out just beyond that, but it's probably going to still be about 12 foot deep there. Now, those of you who've seen me do predator fishing before will know I don't use snap tackle and treble hooks. I much prefer to use single hooks, and my preference is circle hooks. So I've got a trace on here. There's circle hooks on that's already embedded in the nettles. Very overgrown around here. What I'll do is I'll tie these up on some Drennan soft strand. It's probably better, I'll direct you to a video of how I tie these up. You'll see much better on there than I can show you here. But that's how I tie these traces up, single circle hook. And I'll say I've got a float ledger on here. It's got a weight there, and I've got just a sort of sliding bullet weight there and a couple of LG shot on the trace, and I'll just up this until we can hold bottom, because there's a bit of current in here today. And I think, as I say, I think we're going to have to set this at Just got a stop knot on there to stop the float. Sliding stop knot. I think that's going to have to go quite a long way up today to reach the bottom. I think it's possibly going to be a bit too much for that out there. Perhaps we'll try a bit closer in. That's better. That's going to hold there. Right. That'll do me. We'll get half a smelt on the edges in here. Can be absolutely fantastic. Prefer to use a section of roach really, but we'll have to catch some if we're going to do that. But we'll get a bit of smelt on for now. Fantastic method using a sleeper deadbait rod. Pick up some cracking bonus fish. That's just about right, that is. Hopefully won't get dragged along in a current. Although we might struggle with all this crud that's coming down. There's a lot of leaf litter coming down today. So we may struggle. We'll see. We can keep an eye on that anyway. That's the whole point. It's got a float there, so it's not a case of having to bring alarms, etc., etc. And we just keep an eye on it, and I'll soon notice if that disappears. Right, the main event. Now I'm going to ping maggots out here, which I have been doing for the last few minutes. We'll just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper until we drag under. Then we'll know how deep it is, but I know from experience, as I say, you're probably getting over 13 foot out there at the moment. This extra foot of water on. We want to fish somewhere near the bottom. See how it goes. As I say, if we're struggling, we'll go on the bottom. It'd be nice to fish a bit on the waggler, although these leaves may well make it very tricky. It'll certainly be a lot easier fishing on the bottom. Nowhere near as much fun, that's for sure. Right. That's running through there. Absolutely lovely. All we need now is a bite or three. And we could catch pretty much anything in here. Absolutely anything. From perch, chub, roach, dace, bream, hybrids, silver bream, all sorts of everything in here. Even carp and barbel. I can't imagine we'll catch a barbel at the Avon on the Waggler in the middle of the day, or in the middle of the afternoon anyway. Can sometimes take a few minutes to get things going in here, perhaps 15-20 minutes sometimes, just to get the fish onto the feed. And so I've never really fished here in these conditions before, so I'll suck it and see a little bit as to whether they're going to have a bait that's running through. That's why I bought the feeder rod, really, just in case. Static would work better. Alright, something swirling there. Clearly some fish are out. On the top by the looks of it. Alright, there we go. There we go. First fish of the day. Fab. I'd imagine a roach. God, a lovely one as well. God, just about a lifter. Well, what a way to start that is. Wonderful. What a cracking way to start. Awesome. Right, we're not going to keep them. You know, a bit of a unceremonious lob back into the water. I could come down, but I think I'm the only person who fishes down here these days. It's my neighbour's fishing rights. He lets me fish here. And he has let a few other people in the past, but I haven't seen anyone this year. And no one's been down doing any clearing out. So I'm guessing I'm the only person fishing down here. Which sounds like Nirvana, doesn't it, really? But it's not quite what it's cracked up to be. So there's no bait going in apart from what I put in. It's quite a good natural holding area for sort of roach and bream. And it's not really the sort of place you're going to bag up on, you know, chub or barbel or anything like that. It's quite a good predator spot, being that it is full of roach and bream. We'll fish, I think, just till it starts to get dark or till we can't see the float anymore. Perhaps at dusk it might be worth spending half an hour on the feeder. It's running through at a lovely pace, that float. I fished here once more before today, and it was barely moving, which is kind of nice. It's got its own merits, but it's nice to see it running through. Nice fish. I had a bite there last time as well. Here's a fish. The roach. A lovely roach. Wonderful stuff. That's where I missed that bite last time. It seemed to be Shola roach sitting down to my right. God blimey, you wanted that. I'll certainly be better served with my 15-foot Dower Tournament Pro today. However, that's during the summer, well, and during the winter. It lives set up in its stick float trotting setup. Stays set up in that configuration. All my gear stays set up so I can just grab it. And if I don't leave it set up, I just spent my whole entire life, it seems, setting gear up and breaking it down. There we go. Definitely a Shola roach sat down there. A cracking stamp as well. Wonderful stuff. This is awesome. Hopefully we'll pick up one or two bigger ones too. There we go. Definitely got them going. This doesn't feel so big. This one might. God blimey, he's nuts. I was going to say I might use him as bait, but no, he's far too nice a fish. I just want a little one for bait. These are far too big, in my humble opinion. I wouldn't use that as bait. I feel far too guilty bumping him on the head. That's it. I think we'll do this for a while, and then we'll perhaps go on the feeder as it starts to get dark. See if we can pick up perhaps a bonus fish. Might perhaps pick up a silver bream or a nice bream or perch or something, perhaps. But yeah, it's definitely becoming a bite of chuck down there. That's more like it. I think. No, we'll let him go. Well, a smaller one than that. Interestingly, I started putting red maggots on. I've got a mix, but it's 75% whites, I'd say. I've started putting a red one, or a pink one on the hook. I'm getting lots more bites now. Although maybe a coincidence. I think perhaps if we keep these maggots going in, alright, something going on down here. Lot of bubbles just come up there. Wonder if there's a predator down there. I hope it's not an otter again. Saw an otter last time I was here, came up right by my feet. There's a lot of bubbles coming up there. Might be worth let's drop that. It's almost like something has struck at a fish. Let's drop that. Let's drop that dead bait down there. How deep is it? It's not actually that deep down there. We'll get an idea of. There's certainly something going on down there. There's far too many bubbles coming up to be nothing. Oh right, so he's grabbed it already, look. Yeah, the float's off. There's definitely something going on. Right, let's not hang about. I think there's something going on. There we go. What's this? A little jack. Thought as much. Oh, anti-reverse on. I thought perhaps just nipped in the scissors there. I thought perhaps that was a fish striking at something. Striking at perhaps the fish I'm putting back. Come on, fella. God, been in the waters. Whoa, blimey. Got an aerial. Come on. In you come. Got him. Fab. That's great. God, funny coloured pike. Right, let's have a look at him. Got some funny red, sort of pinky sort of, don't know what they are. Look like some kind of growths or something on him. But that circle hook just in the scissors there, like it should be. If we can get it out from the outside, we can. There we go. There we go, lovely little jack. Fab. Wonderful stuff. Right, let's get him back. I'm going to put him back just to the right here because there's a better swim to return him. Great stuff. Well, as I say, that's the sort of thing that often happens here. I'm sure a lot of the time generated by the fact that I'm returning roach by my feet. Attracts the fish in. Probably the best thing you can do when you're predator fishing is to catch some roach and put them back. Let's try over this side this time. Seems a little bit slacker over there. Always found in this particular spot as well, you can't fish too close in. If your bait's in the water, no matter how close in it is, you've got a chance. Great stuff. Right, back to the roach fishing. Well, I'll say, it's wonderful catching them, but for some reason they're getting smaller. Never mind, it's very enjoyable running that float through. It feels a little better. Oh, it is. Oh, probably shouldn't have lifted that. Looks like a bit of a hybrid to me. It felt a bit better. Yeah, there's a bit of roach in that. It's got the anal fin of a bream. There's definitely a bit of roach in there. Wonder why it was scrapping. Hybrids really do fight. Yeah, feeding and putting ground bait in up there and getting all my bites down here. I guess that's where it's settling, as I say. Alright, he says that and then he gets one right out in front. Perhaps they're moving up to the feed. Oh, this is cracking. Absolutely having a whale of a time. We got here. Oh, another hybrid by the looks of it. Certainly moved onto that feed. Probably should have put the net under him. Come here, careful. Yeah, another hybrid. Definitely looks very breamy, but there's some roach in there for sure. I don't like hurling these fish back all that way. I think I need to come down here and clear proper swim out, I think. Well, this is cracking now. We're getting a bite of chuck, despite the speeding boats. And they're certainly moving up the swim, but it doesn't seem to be moving up in the water. Alright, something going on down here. Something knocking those reeds about down there. Might be worth moving that predator rod again. Worked last time, didn't it? There we go. Well, it is now about a chuck, definitely. And a roach. Well, we got this out. We will move that predator rod. Definitely something knocking those reeds about down there, right in front of me. There we go. Oh, another cracking roach. God, blimey. Wonderful stuff. Absolutely fantastic. So guys, we've had a couple of hours at it. Well, not quite. Hour and 3/4, catching plenty of roach. Unfortunately, lots of small ones. I think I might give it another 10 or 15 minutes maybe, and we'll perhaps break out the feeder rod for the last half an hour or so, to see if we can't pick up some bigger fish. I'm sure there's some bigger fish down here. I think perhaps I'm not close enough to the bottom to perhaps pick up the bigger fish. I don't know. Well, I certainly can't have any bigger drop on the float and be in control of it, not with a 14-foot rod anyway. Yeah, they're stinging nettles behind me, so I keep catching them on the backswing anyway. It stacks apart, as you see. I just a rapid bite, then missed it. There it goes, dragging under, I think. There we go. I mean, it's properly a bite of chuck, but they're all that sort of size at the moment, unfortunately. Which would be great if I was trying to stack up the freezer out with Xander bait, but I'm not. I would, but my freezer's full at the moment with hemp and various other barbel and summery sort of summer and autumn fare, really. So I haven't got any room for these little fellas. And if I take any more space up in our chest freezer, I'll probably have to get divorced. So they can all go happily back into the river. Well, the dog's having a whale of a time. Dug herself a nice hole to sit in. She's happily sat in it, chewing sticks. Wee, slightly bigger one. Wee. Unfortunately, due to her age at the moment, she's having to stay on the lead. She's around there looking very funnily at me. Yeah, she's having to stay on the lead at the moment. There's sheep in the field as well. Not that she's overly interested in them, but if a squirrel runs or something, she'll just go. She's not. She's at that age where you'll know if you've had dogs. They're sort of 80% trustworthy, and that's no good. You'll be able to trust them 100% before we can sort of let her off and sit here and concentrate on fishing and not have to be looking around what she's doing every 5 minutes. Well, more like 2 minutes. It's gone through without a bite. Strangely. Yeah, there's a big bank of cloud on the horizon, so the sun's gone down behind that. A little bit of a wrap up. That's why he didn't get a bite. There we go. Predator hasn't done a lot, but I'm not massively surprised, to be honest. I can't get it out any further than right in the edge. And right in the edge here is absolutely cracking. And probably if I was having a bit of a rove about with it, I'd probably be doing a bit better. But it is a bit of a sleeper rod today. I am going to come do some predator fishing down here. Dedicated session. We'll fish into dark. I have a new head torch to try out, which Phoenix have kindly sent me. They got in touch with me and sent me a head torch to try out. So we'll get down here one evening, fish perhaps an hour or two into dark, break out the alarms, etc., and we'll have a go. Oh, this is a better fish. What's this? I don't know what it is. It's staying quite deep. Oh, it came off. Oh, can you believe it? It dropped off. I think it was another hybrid. I caught a glimpse of it, but it came off. That's quite annoying. Certainly the biggest fish of the day, I think. And not only did he come up, he's wrapped me up. Oh, there we go. Well, that's annoying. But yeah, at least I caught a glimpse of it. It did look like a hybrid. certainly wasn't a roach and certainly wasn't a bream. It could have been a silver bream, I suppose. What's he done to me here? What have you done to me, Mr. Bream? Well, there's a queue down there now. Queuing up for the maggots. Takes, I say, we've been at it probably 2 hours now. It took that long to get them in front of me and get them properly on it. But they are now definitely very, very infrequently running through without a bite. I'm getting a bite every run through pretty much every time. Well, there you go. See, that's getting dragged under on the way down. They're properly on this now. I think the light stops dropping as well. The light values lowering, definitely helping. So what we've got here is my Dowat Power Mesh S2. It is 12 foot, £1.25 test curve. I've got on here my standard running ledger rig. I'll direct you to a video up there where you can go and have a look how I tie this up, rather than me trying to show you on the bank. I've got a size 6 on there at the moment, so I'm going to change that because that's far too manly for what we're trying to do. I'll change over to my home total hook links I keep in one of these Guru boxes. I'm going to mess around too much. I think we'll go with a 12, shall we? 12, yeah, let's go to 12. Stick a bit of Mr. Warburton's Finest on. See what happens. Might be a total waste of time, you never know. We might catch a fish of a lifetime. Right, we'll cast that to where we were getting the majority of the bites, which is about there. Down it goes, down it goes, down it goes, down it goes. Still going. There we go. It's deep in there. As I say, I think it's probably about 14 foot in there at the moment. Something like. Right. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can have a bonus fish. And the problem we got is we've spent 2 hours getting the fish looking up in the water for maggots dropping through it, and now now we wanted to look on the bottom. There we go. Well, they did look on the bottom. What's that? Hybrid, I think. Looks hybridy. Yeah, I think that's a hybrid. It's a nice one. That's a nice fish to start with. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I don't think we can call that a roach. Been in the wars. No, we can't call that a roach. A bit of bream in there, I'm afraid. Nice fish. He's definitely been in the wars. I think Mr. Otter's had hold of him. Claw mark, claw mark, claw mark. Right, back you go. Wow. That's a good start. A whacking great bite. I just looked away. Fortunately, I was holding the rod. I could feel it pulling. Well, they know what bread is, that's for sure. No, that's it. I'm going to call it a day. It's just gone 6 o'clock, so we've had 2 3/4 hours at it, something like that. But it's pretty quiet now. Not a lot happening. So I'm sure if we stayed into dark, we'd perhaps catch some bigger fish. We'd certainly catch a bream in this stretch, I'm sure. Maybe some chub as well. Who knows what else? But no, I'm going to call it a day. That I don't want to push it with my chest at the moment. It's not in the best shape, and it's starting to go a bit cold now. So yeah, I think it's probably wise to get off home. It's It's a lot darker here and it looks on that camera, I have to say. I do say that a lot, but it really is. Blimey. Now, I'm going to try and get out in the next day or two, take advantage of these cracking conditions. The river is in a good condition, and obviously the fish are up for a feed, as we found out today. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Hope you get out there and catch a few. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support, and I'll see you all again very soon.